really one of the reasons why. It's the Keystone State, as you know, and we have with us the North Fork Alliance.
Thank you.
Sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I am my own grandpa. Many, many years ago, when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. The widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair red. My father fell in love with her, and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. For my daughter was my mother, for she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. Of course. I am my own grandpa. I am my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I am my own grandpa. Tell us more. My father's wife then had a son who kept them on the run, and he became my grandson, for he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. If my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild. Every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. For now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I am my own grandpa. I am my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I am my own grandpa.
True story there.
You wouldn't believe it, but true. Thank you. We're our North Fork Alliance. We're from the Wellsboro area, north central Pennsylvania, home of the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. Let me take a minute to introduce these fellows to you. That's Bob Rubin on the mandolin, Dan Shipe on the guitar, Rick Dale on the banjo. I'm Tom Hoover, playing bass for you today. Thank you. This is a song I woke up from a nap one day and wrote about our guitar player, since he's always absent from our practices when we look for him in the spring. He's floating down Pine Creek or someplace like that in his whitewater kayak. This is called Old Dan Shipe.
Old Dan Shipe was a Mad River man. Water underneath him and a paddle in his hand. Dan planned to floating on the river one day. Whitewater got him and it carried him away. Whitewater Dan, some call the man. Every time you see him, had a paddle in his hand. Say, where you going, Danny? Say, I don't know. The Pine or the Colorado. One cold morning, April last year, ice just melted. It was colder out here than it ever had been. I can see that sky. Dan went a-floating, but they don't know why. Old Dan Shipe was a Mad River man. Water underneath him and a paddle in his hand. Dan planned to float on the river one day. Whitewater got him and it carried him away. Thank you. Well, he started out alone one cloudy morn. River was a-roaring and the spring was being born, with the water so high and the clouds so low. The women come a-running saying, Dan, don't go. In it and Sonia around 9 o'clock. At the old Wassy, his boat hit a rock. On down and tied up and went the boat the next day. But the river took Dan and the people all say, old Dan Shipe was a Mad River man. Water underneath him and a paddle in his hand. Dan planned to floating on the river one day. Whitewater got him and it carried him away.
underneath him and a paddle in his hand. Then playing the float from the river one day. White water got him and it carried him away. White water got him and it carried him away. Thank you. That's called Old Dan Shite.
And that wasn't a truth.
That's not a happy song. I die in the end of that song, in case nobody noticed. Let's hope it doesn't happen. I'll never be to practice again, Tom. We're going to do a little song, get our bass player to sing this for you. We said we come from the mountains of Pennsylvania. Little small town, and this is going to tell you what life's like down there. It's called My Traveling Won't End. Yep.
Rabbit lives in a hollow log, groundhog digs his hole. Both get in my garden when I'm gone. Long-eared alley screams at me when I come home at midnight, and my traveling won't end until I die and get to heaven. No, my traveling won't end until I'm gone. Where the fish in the creek won't take my corn, the bugs land on my arm. The rain will rain on me if I was born. My uncle always told me, find a woman, have her hold me, and my traveling won't end until I die and get to heaven. No, my traveling won't end until I'm gone. Working's hard to find around here, and if you're so inclined, whiskey's getting older every day. Well, I think I like to squiggle with my whiskey older getting, and my traveling won't end until I die and get to heaven. No, my traveling won't end until I'm gone.
Well, we hope that you'll travel to Syracuse again sometime for the one and only Bluegrass Ramble. We're a regular feature here on public television, 30-minute series shows. Fellas, do an instrumental for us while I'm talking. North Fork Alliance up there taking us off the air. These are folks from Pennsylvania. Joyful Noise String Band was with us today from down in Enwell near Binghamton, New York. And the Rideau River Brass Band from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Tell your friends about the Bluegrass Ramble, won't you? Until we see you again, Bill Knowlton and the whole audience here in Syracuse saying, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May God ever hold you in the hollow of his hand. Good night or good afternoon, as the case may be. We'll see you soon.
Next Saturday at 8:30, Bluegrass Ramble brings you the Group Therapy String Band, plus Lee Moore and Major Conte and the Canebrake Rattlers. Join us for Bluegrass Ramble next Saturday at 8:30. Coming up tonight at 11, In Concert Tonight presents the group of the 80s. It's the Cars, rocking the rafters with their futuristic blend of pop and rock. The electronic whiz kids of rock and roll, the Cars, tonight at 11 on In Concert Tonight. Coming up next, it's the series you've been waiting for, the season premiere of Doctor Who, right here on New Jersey Network.